What's up everyone, Ben Murphy here, and today we have this 2017 Toyota Prius with us here today. And so we're going to do a review on this car, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So this 2017 Toyota Prius, this is a hybrid 1.8 liter 3-cylinder engine, and if you combine both of those, you get 121 horsepower, but it's obviously, being a Toyota Prius, a very fuel efficient car. And so let's talk fuel economy first. So for fuel economy, you're getting 58 miles per gallon in the city and 53 miles per gallon on the highway. And the owner of this car said on his averages, he gets about average miles per gallon, which is 50. Absolutely insane. And with this car being a hybrid, you have, with most models, the battery, you're getting a 207 volt lithium ion battery. That's what's coming in most of your Toyota Prius models. You can get a bigger battery in some of the upper ones, but the battery will last you about 200,000 miles, so obviously a very reliable car here. And then if we, so some of the features on it, and actually another cool thing about this being a hybrid is that the engine won't actually kick in or turn on until you're at like 20 miles an hour or above, but it's got heated side mirrors. And then if we come over to the side mirrors as well, you have your blind spot detection. Obviously it'll light up if it detects a car in your blind spot. You can see the little graphic right there. But if we walk around to the front, you have your LED headlights, same for tail lights, so they're both LED. And honestly, that is really about it for the outside of the car and the exterior. So we're gonna go around to the trunk, talk about trunk space, because this does not lack in trunk space. A lot of trunk space for it being a hatchback. So let's go back there. All right, so now we're gonna open up this trunk and talk about the trunk space. So obviously looking back here, you have plenty of trunk space. To give you the exact, you got 24.6 cubic feet to 27.4 cubic feet. So the range coming from, I'm gonna guess, is the different models. You could probably get more trunk space, but with the seats down, you have 50.3 cubic feet of trunk space with the seats down. So you have plenty of trunk space, whether you're doing grocery shopping or going to the airport, or as we like to say on this channel, going golfing. You can fit a bag of golf clubs in here, a ton of groceries, or for it being a family sedan, taking your kids somewhere, you need to put stuff in the bag to like sports game or something like that. Plenty of room. And another cool thing about the trunk is it's got this little kind of privacy cover right here. So if you have anything valuable in the back, just bring that up. So that's a cool thing about this. But yeah, let's hop onto the inside and see what the interior has to offer, because inside is pretty cool and it's got a lot of features. All right, so here we are in the interior of this. So the first thing you notice, you got your screen right here. Not exactly 100% sure how big this is, but then you have your digital screen up here. So as you noticed, if you come over here, there's nothing analog on this car, it's all digital. And it's kind of interesting because instead of the digital being right in front of you as a driver, it's a little over to the center of the car. And I'll turn this on so you can see what this looks like. But coming down here, you have your wireless phone charger, which is very cool, especially for a 2017 car. And then, so the shifter is a really interesting thing on this Toyota Prius. So if you, this is your just normal spot. So neutral is like this, and then it'll go back. But then if you want to go drive, it's going to go here. But you let it go, it's going to go right back, but you'll actually be in drive. And if you go reverse, you go there, but it's going to go right back to its normal position. So if you switch to drive or reverse, you'll be in drive or reverse, but it's going to go right back to its normal position. And then you might be wondering, oh, where's the park on this? Well, it's actually its own separate button right here. And then you have your power start stop button right here. And then the seats, they're leatherette, so they're not actual leather, which is, they're obviously going to be more comfortable than fabric, and fabric upholstery is what comes standard on this car, but this is not just a standard model Prius, so it does have leatherette. But the one downside to this is they're not very breathable, so that gets really hot. And so another thing that you'll notice is the cup holders are very, very small. That's one downside to this. And then, so this is another option, but you have heated front seats. which are actually really hard to see because they're all the way down here and on this side as well. But then you've got your 12 volt power for charging your phone if your phone doesn't do wireless, but then you have your aux cord right here, but the car does have Bluetooth as well. And so the car is a front wheel drive also, and there are some other options you can get, and I'll go through these options, but first I'm gonna start up the car so you guys can see what this front dash actually looks like. So let's start this up. And as you notice, since it has an economy mode, that obviously there's no sound. And yep, see, look at that. It's really cool front dash. You got your miles per hour and all this. And then actually, see average, yep, average 53.7 miles per gallon. That's really crazy. That's a lot to be averaging for fuel. But if you come down here, actually one thing I didn't explain is this drive mode right here. So you might be wondering, yes, this thing does have different driving modes. There's your normal mode you have, and there's also an eco mode. And yes, like me, wondering how is there an eco mode in a car that gets 53.7 miles per gallon average. I don't know what eco mode looks like, but you're probably getting very, very fuel efficient because this car is already very, very fuel efficient. But then there's also a power mode. So your power mode is, I guess, could be like your sport mode on different cars, but since with this car only having 121 horsepower, but it's going to be faster than your normal mode, but not super, super fast. But I'm guessing it's for, I guess, getting on a highway, you want to get to speed quickly, put it in power mode. And I guess just for stuff like that, you're not really going to be doing performance driving with this thing, obviously. But so another thing is the when you're driving with it below 20 miles an hour and it's just in your hybrid mode, it sounds really cool. It sounds like a spaceship, but yeah, this looks really cool. It's almost kind of got a Tesla-like feel because you don't have any analogs in here. Obviously the screens are nowhere near as big as Tesla. And then another, speaking about technology and screens and stuff like that, another option that this car doesn't have is that you can get a heads-up display on the Toyota Prius. But now I'll go over all the options with you, and we'll go outside the car, go over some of the options you can get, pricing of the car, and then we'll kind of conclude the review. So I'll see you guys out there. So what the Toyota Prius comes standard with that I didn't mention inside there is it obviously comes standard with a backup camera, and then it comes standard with cruise control. And other options you can get are the heated front seats. You can get a power steering wheel. You can also get a power, not a power steering wheel, but as a power driver seat, so you can adjust it, not like have the handle below you, but just power. You can get a power moonroof, which this did not have. You can get adaptive cruise control. You can get your high beam headlights, and then you can also get rain sensing windshield wipers, which your windshield wipers will automatically turn on when it starts raining. So that's a really cool feature. And then, as I said before, you can get a heads-up display as an option as well. And so for pricing, from when I was looking these up, I saw anywhere from $13,000 on the lowest end to on the highest end $26,500. So it's going to be a little more expensive on the higher end than say your Honda Accord that we looked at, but I guess the Honda Accord was 2 years older than this. This is a 2017, but still a very affordable car, very fuel efficient. And if you're buying this car, even if you're buying it at the lower end, obviously you're not going to be spending too much money on it because it is a hybrid car and it's so fuel efficient. You're not going to be spending that much money on gas, especially if you're averaging 53 miles per gallon. And then if you're driving below 20 miles per hour, you're in the hybrid mode where you're not wasting any gas at all, and you won't have any problems with the battery because, as like I said before, it's supposed to last up to 200,000 miles. So obviously a very reliable car, and that's what really sets us apart from its competitors. So if you like this video, go down below, click that like button, and then also while you're down there, click that red subscribe button, big old red subscribe button. It takes about 2 seconds, really helps me out because we're on the road to 200 subscribers. And comment down below, would you buy this car? And what other cars you'd like to see in review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.